When people talk about the Temptations, they often think about David Ruffin, Eddie Kendricks, Paul Williams, Dennis Edwards, and Otis Williams. They think about the legendary songs, harmonies, and the legendary performances. But behind every great group, there's often someone working behind the curtain. Someone that helps shape the sound. Someone creating the vision. And someone making sure excellence happens every night. For the Temptations, that man was a gifted guitarist, a musical director, a songwriter, a choreographer, and one of the most influential figures in Motown history. Yet his name is rarely mentioned alongside legends he helped create. This is the story of the sixth Temptation. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Cornelius Grant. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Grant was born on April 27, 1943 in Fairfield, Texas. He was raised by his grandmother, who he cherished. Fairfield was a small town 80 miles south of Dallas. Growing up, he learned how to play the guitar. Originally, he wanted a piano, but his grandmother's pockets wasn't that deep, so he settled for the guitar. From a very early age, music became his language. While many musicians dream of becoming stars, Grant, he focused on mastering his craft. He studied rhythm, melody, arrangement, and stage performance. Those skills would eventually make him very important to one of the greatest vocal groups ever assembled. Around this time, work in Southern Texas was very minimal, but it was profitable. His grandmother cleaned houses, plucked ragweed, and spread manure. With her doing all of this, his guitar payments was not a concern. However, learning to play it helped. With no teachers available, Grant taught himself. 3 years later, his family moved to the west side of Detroit, and this move changed his life dramatically. He took to Detroit like a baby would take to ice cream. By the age of 15, he held his own among Detroit's best guitarists, despite the fact that he was still a full-time student at Munford High School. He also performed at clubs, talent shows, and other functions. From the moment he picked up the guitar, it took him a total of 9 years to gain significant guitar talents. While performing with the group, the Sackatos, he met Motown producer and songwriter Henry Cosby. When he met Cosby, this led to him working as a backup guitarist for Mary Wells, before becoming the main guitarist and music conductor for Marvin Gaye. It was here with working with Wells that Grant met the Temptations. From 1964 to 1982, Grant served as a guitar player, musical director, and live show arranger for the Temptations. He also played in Motown studio sections with the Funk Brothers from the years of 1964 to 1970. The 60s was a magical time in Detroit. Motown Records was transforming American music. The label was producing hit after hit. Artists such as Marvin Gaye, The Supremes, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, Mary Wells, and the Temptations was becoming household names. For a talented musician like Grant, Motown represented opportunity, and before long, he would become part of the group that would change music forever. Most fans know singers, and few knows the people who were responsible of making the performance work. Grant quickly became a vital member of the Temptations' extended family. His responsibilities extended far beyond playing guitar. He became a trusted advisor, a musical leader, and eventually one of the group's most important creative forces. Grant used a Gibson Bergland and a Fender Telecaster, playing with or without a pick depending on the desired effect. He created that murderous open guitar riff on the song I Know I'm Losing You, using a Goya acoustic guitar. He also wrote the blockbuster hit You're My Everything with the late Roger Pizzabene and Norman Whitfield. Roger was a close friend to Grant's, as when Grant moved to Detroit, these two instantly clicked and they practically grew up together. Roger wrote I Wish It Would Rain and I Could Never Love Another. Grant experienced a tragedy when Roger passed away. He allegedly unalived himself due to discovering his wife was having an affair. Grant wrote Take Me in Your Arms and Love Me.
Hungry for your love. Give me what I'm in need of. Here I am.
And Ain't No Sunshine Since You Been Gone. That was performed by Gladys Knight and the Pips. You Gotta Earn It. And I Gotta Find a Way to Win You Back. That was performed by The Temptations.
Since you've been gone, girl, said that I've been
And My Weakness Is You.
to me. No matter how much wrong you do it to me, I'm so helpless.
And I Want My Baby Back by Edwin Starr.
When they could do it, she's fine as can be. It was so good to me.
Grant also co-wrote I'm More Than Happy for Stevie Wonder.
And I'm more than you, girl,
And Love and Affection for Marvin Gaye. The Temptations was not simply singers, they was entertainers. Every move mattered, every gesture mattered, and every step mattered. Grant helped refine the sophisticated style that became synonymous with the group. As the Temptations musical director, he carried enormous responsibility. Night after night, audience expect perfection. The harmonies had to be flawless, and the band had to be precise. Performances had to maintain the highest standards, and Grant became the person ensuring everything operated smoothly. His leadership helped the Temptations remain one of the most respected live acts in music history. He also went in business with Melvin Franklin and Otis Williams, as they had a production company that was called DLC, as DLC was an acronym for David, Otis, and Cornelius. The company produced 2 acts, Swift Movement and Quiet Elegance. Grant's writing technique varied, but he became famous for coming up with stunning riffs. Grant played on select Motown studio sections from the years of 1964 to 1970, which included Gladys Knight and the Pips' chart-busting hit, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. As a rule, Grant played on all of the sections that featured songs he co-wrote, except for one, You Got to Earn It, in which Smokey Robinson cut while Grant was on the road with the Temptations. Grant travels brought him all over the world. He performed in front of shouting crowds in the Pacific, Caribbean, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. During his years of playing, he got to meet Dr. Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, Elton John, and the Beatles. He also appeared on numerous TV shows. After leaving the Temptations in 1982, Grant began writing for The Hollywood Reporter and BRE magazine. Grant founded a number of nonprofit organizations, including the Stars of Tomorrow, that's aimed at developing fresh talent and conserving the history of those who had worked in the business. He also founded the School Awards, which is a pre-Grammy Awards presentations that honors unappreciated pioneers in the entertainment industry. And he also developed the weekly live comedy show, Do You Think You're Funny? Grant's talent extended far beyond performance and direction. As already mentioned, he contributed as a songwriter. His understanding of rhythm and arrangement helped shape the material that reflected the group's identity. Songwriting requires a different skill. It requires for you to have imagination, storytelling, and musical instinct. And Grant, he possessed all three. The music industry changed dramatically from the 60s to the 80s and beyond. Musical styles evolved, audience changed, technology advanced. Yet the Temptations, they always remained relevant. One of those reasons was the stability that was provided by people like Cornelius Grant. While singers came and went, Grant remained committed to maintaining excellence. His consistency became one of the group's greatest strengths. Inside the music industry, Grant earned tremendous respect. Musicians understood his importance. Artists appreciated his professionalism. Performers recognized his leadership. While audience focused on the stars up under the spotlight, industry insiders understood who was keeping everything together. And Grant became one of the best in the business. As decades passed, the Temptations became more than a recording group. They became an institution, a symbol of American musical excellence. Preserving that legacy requires dedication. Grant understood that responsibility better than most. He became a guardian of the group's traditions while helping them to adapt to the changing times. History often celebrates the lead singers, but great groups require great leaders behind the scenes. Without talented musical directors, without disciplined organizers, without creative visionaries, many legendary acts will never achieve lasting success. Cornelius Grant represents those unsung heroes. His influence can be seen in every polished performance, every perfectly timed dance move, and every unforgettable Temptation concert. For decades, Grant helped create the professionalism that defined the Temptations. Audience may not know his name, but they have experienced his work every time they see the group perform. His fingerprints are everywhere. Some people become stars, and others help create stars. Cornelius Grant did something even more remarkable. He helped sustain greatness. For decades, he worked behind the scenes, shaping performances, guiding musicians, protecting traditions, and helping build one of the greatest musical legacies in history. The Temptations became legends because of extraordinary singers, but they remain legends because of extraordinary people like Cornelius Grant. Now, while doing my research for this video, I came across a post that was made by Grant's family on Facebook where they wanted everyone to keep him in his prayers. I'm not sure if he underwent a surgery or if he was facing some type of illness, but I would ask for each one of you guys to keep Mr. Cornelius Grant in your prayers. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song that Cornelius Grant played on? While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.